Hey guys, this is Dustbunny. So today I'm going to be showing you a video tutorial on how to dye a wig. Okay, so this tutorial does not involve Sharpies, it doesn't involve alcohol, it doesn't involve polyester dyes. We're going to be using something with a technique that I discovered, and it's called neopaque paint is what we're going to be using. The jar looks like that. Don't know if you can see it. If not, I will post a link below on where you can find it. This jar was $6, which is pretty good considering that the Sharpie technique, each Sharpie is $3, and I only use maybe a sixth of this jar. So that's pretty good. So here's the wig that I used when I did this technique first. As you can see, I left some of the roots the color that they originally were just so you could see the difference. The wig is from Arda. It started out as blonde and I made it yellow. So the one thing I like about this technique is the fact that the wig does not smell. It also is still really bouncy and it's not flaking like if you used a Sharpie technique you would see. So that's the wig I used, and Arda wig was very nice, and they sent me two wigs. They sent me a light silver and they also sent me a black. Me and Lady Summoner, my cosplay friend, we tested a bunch of her paints, her jacquard paints. They also have, along with the neopaque, they have iridescence, so you could do, if you wanted more of a shiny or something with a little more sparkle, then you could use one of theirs. We did a bunch of tests, so these are like pinks that we did, and we made some greens. We did, blues and yellows, and we also did black. And this technique's kind of cool because you can't do black with Sharpie. When you use a black Sharpie, it actually turns out purple, so this is really nice. Today we're going to be using the other half of this wig, which is this half here, and we are going to make it pink. I bought pink because I'm going to be doing a cosplay with a pink wig later, and I thought this would just be a good time to do a test. So all you need for this technique is a lower camera, and you need a bowl to hold the dye, or your paint. You need some water. This is from the sink. And you need a sponge brush. This is a 2-inch, but you could probably use an inch and it would be just as good. You need a finer comb, and you need a bigger comb, and I would recommend you actually hair dry it when you're done. It just makes it a little fluffier, but I also let it drip dry on the ends. Now, the thing with this technique is the wig is going to get super soaked, and that's good. You don't want it to be like, you don't want it to be painted, like you don't want to take it directly from this jar onto your wig because it will just kind of start getting chunky and gross. You take the paint, and you just take a little bit, okay, put it in. Now I do a little bit at a time, so just put it in like that. See, really tiny amount, like that. And then take your water, put the water in right there. Okay, so this gets really messy, and I wouldn't recommend wearing any nice clothes. So you just mix it like that, okay? So you just get it really, really, really light. I would recommend starting really light with the paint and then getting darker as you go along, because if you start out really dark, it's kind of hard to get the paint off. This paint, because it is a condensed pigment acrylic, it will stick really quickly, and on my blonde, now yellow wig, you can actually see some spots where there was way too much paint and it actually became really dark. So here's the water, in case you want to see it again. There's the water. Here's the brush. Get enough of it on there, and then I recommend you start, let's move this a little closer, and down. Like that. Now I recommend that you start on the roots and then work your way down because it does get so messy. So we'll just start like that. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of this, and also one thing you need to know is with this, you need to pin your wig down in the front here. So right there, you're gonna put a pin, and you're also going to put a pin on the ear sides, on this side and on the other side, and also in the back, so the wig does not fall off your wig head. When I do this technique, when I do any wig kind of stuff at all, I actually like to take my stand from my mannequin. So there's the stand, and I just put the wig head on the stand. It makes it really easy, and you don't have any problems. So let's get it on there. Move it closer to you, like that. Okay. So let's paint it. So, like I said, this whole technique gets really messy, and you will get water everywhere. I would recommend doing this in a bathroom. I would recommend doing this not on the carpet. And it takes a while because you want to get every single little spot that you can. So along with the silver wig, Arda also sent me a dark wig to test the colors on. Jacquard is pretty well known for applying, along with lighter, you can apply the paint colors onto dark stuff. And it does work a little bit, but I found that with wigs it really didn't, which was disappointing. So it looks like you can start with a lighter wig, like a blonde to go to yellow, or maybe a silver to go to pink or purple or whatever. I would start with probably a white wig because it would have the best space. This technique is also a little more difficult on curly wigs because you have to brush through. I would recommend brushing through your wig before you start. But it shouldn't really be that big of an issue. You just get more water all over the place. So you need to lift up the roots and get in all the roots. Now that's the thing with this technique, is if you do not do that, the color will not work. I mean, it will work, but it just won't look that great. You want it to be as perfect as possible, and the only way to do that is to get in all the roots and get all the color in there. I'd like to get the wig as soaking wet as I possibly can to do this technique. The more water you have, the better the pigments will start to spread onto the wig and the deeper it'll get. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I will dry it and show you how it turned out. Hey guys, so here's the wig after I have put the color in, and then I used a hairdryer on low setting and I dried the wig. As you can see, the wig looks pretty good. There's still a lot of lift in it. It still has a lot of curls and bounce. Really doesn't look any different than it did before. It's a lot more matte now. It doesn't have as much shine as it did when it was, you know, white. Which is nice. It makes it a little bit more natural, and it makes just a really nice effect. I like this. I think it doesn't really feel that different. I mean, you can definitely feel like there's a little bit of something on there, but it doesn't come off. It just is the texture, and that's just the way it is. I don't know how dark you could really go with this kind of technique. This is the jar. This is how dark the paint is, and that's the wig color that came out. So I think whatever the color of the paint is, that's kind of as far as you can push it. So keep that in mind. This is a really good technique if you want to do an ombre, so if you want start light and go dark. I don't know if you can use this technique on a different kind of fiber. Arda has really nice fiber wigs, and you can also put heat on them. I don't know what'll happen if you use this paint on another wig. It probably will dye, but if it stays in a long time, I don't know. Will it wash out? I really don't know. So that's the tutorial. If you have any questions, just send them my way. I try to make this as easy as possible. I've never done tutorial before, so please forgive me. But this is how it turned out, and it looks pretty good. So try it, let me know what happens, send me photos of your befores and afters, and thanks for watching. Thanks, guys.